right, now. Perfect. Hello. Oh. Can I be heard? Y'all can hear my breathing. There we go. Okay. I will say that it is very interesting the amount of lag there is between um, the stream and live. You can take a look at my game library here. Oh boy. So this is so interesting. Where am I on this? Junon. All right, so little backstory here. So I am now officially out of work. I have no job. Um I'm in the process of getting money, and now is a good time, if any, to get this shit done. So I have gone out and I have gotten a new computer, which I plan on paying off later in the future. And I have a plan for that, and I got a capture card. Finally got a capture card. So I'm going to start streaming. And what better way to get into the market than actually. We're going to do a couple things quickly before we get started. I'll start talking. You can hear the squeaking in my chair. I'm so sorry, but them's the breaks. So I'm going to start with Final Fantasy VII, and my reasoning being is that next Friday, which actually I should probably go pre-download that. Next Friday is the remake, and I think that what better way to start my streaming career than Final Fantasy VII Remake? Completely honest with you. If sorry, I'm trying to get into Twitter. I figure I might as well let people know that I'm doing this if they want to come join and say hi. I also need to make sure I'm sending the right link to people. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so I am sending the right thing. So Elliot, I will gladly do that. That's why. I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I'm on excuse me. I'm on Twitter right now, and now that's gonna be fun. So as you may notice, I don't have a webcam on right now because the computer I was using was a Mac, and the Mac has a built-in webcam, so I'm able to so tonight I'm just streaming right from the Elgato. Just to push Final Fantasy VII onto my stream and to be able to play it and be able to talk about it. So I will eventually get into figuring out how to import the Elgato. Oh my goodness. Twitter is definitely a dangerous place. All right. I'm not going to stream for long. I do have to take a break at about 7:45. I'm totally going to sneeze in about 5 seconds. Yeah, y'all need to hear that. That was loud. I just realized I need to go brush my teeth. Also need to sign into the fb.com. And then why not? So as it may have also been known, I did start doing a Let's Play of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That I'm going to try and figure out how to salvage my save state. Excuse me? I didn't want to recover, but okay. Yes, I did. Sure did. Allow. Yeah, you can stay logged in. It's fine. Oh, hooray! One of my friends from high school had a baby. I might as well just copy and paste exactly what I said on Twitter, onto Facebook. There we go. Twitch.tv.com. Airbender 56. I love that picture. All right, just checking in on my, oh my word, dad. Okay, so am I being okay? Man, do I really sound like that? I'm wondering if the how about that? So, better. I don't think I sound like that. It's like one of those things where you don't think you sound like you do. All right. I'm going to say so many freaking times. It's not even funny. Okay, so we're going to start a new game. So you can enjoy this in an opening cinematic. This is so cool. I am so happy that I finally have a capture card. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but okay. So I will probably introduce myself a couple times throughout the stream. So I'm Airbender. I recently have really just started streaming. Honestly, I think I've only been streaming since like probably November, maybe. Something I've always wanted to do. But just never had the time. And I been here and there with being able to stream, and okay, that's gonna be annoying. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be very annoying. So no, game audio is just fine. So I've been working 2 jobs for the last almost 9 months. The coronavirus killed both of them, pretty much. And that was a horrible way of saying that, and I totally apologize. That was not the right way to say it. The coronavirus furloughed me from one and laid me off from another. And now I'm completely unemployed. It's a scary experience, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Should probably turn down my microphone. I'm checking out these things. It's weird. Interesting. I'm gonna have to play around with this when I go off stream. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that. so yeah, so I've been I've been I've been a mixture of employed and in school and caring for my family, which is, always been something I wanted to do in my life anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal for me. And as I've pointed out in my streams in the past, I am currently separated from my wife. I'm not sure if we are going to get back together. I'm currently by myself, and I need to venture my way in life. So I figured to start, I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do, and that is to play games and to stream them and to do Let's Plays and to do the things that I've always wanted to do. And maybe turn it into a channel, a review channel, do the things that other streamers and other YouTubers do. I'm coming late to the market, but if I could find my niche, I think I could find my way. I have a couple of ideas that I've always wanted to do. One of them is to get my daughter involved and teach her about old games and play old games with her. And that's something I may want to do in the future. Introduce her to Mario from the NES and Mario World and Zelda and Star Fox and all these games, and I have a giant list of them for her to try. And is that how I get my webcam on here? Screenshots, mute, disable for view. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I will eventually. Edit, capture. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with this. I'm just gonna play tonight, but I've always wanted a game. So when the unfortunate opportunity presented itself with my job furloughing and now being laid off, I have the time to do it. On top of being currently single, and my ex telling me to focus on myself, I figured the best way to do so would to be do what I want to do, and I have the time and we'll take care of it. During the day, I will take care of my own personal stuff and try to figure out myself, and at night, I'll be a gamer. I'll do the thing I've always loved to do in my life and hopefully make it work for me. And like I said, I could turn it into a daddy-daughter date with my daughter, and we can have fun. I have an idea for, a gimmick for the channel because, most YouTubers have a gimmick. They are either the angry video game nerd who's ranting and raving and yelling into a microphone and being the most, being hated, hating on games. You have Some Call Me Johnny doing the same thing. You have Ant Dude who's family friendly, does Nintendo, does that's his brand. He said on his stream the other day, that's his brand. You have Cat Icarus. Cat Icarus is one of the big influences on the decision that I'm thinking about going into. He does PS1 games. He has ventured into to PlayStation proper, but he's known as the PS1 guy. That's his. So my channel currently has 3 Game Boy Advance games on it. I'm thinking I might do Game Boy Advance. It's one of my favorite systems. Obviously, that wouldn't be the only thing I would throw on there. I'm a huge Zelda fan as well. I'd probably do Zelda. And then who knows? Maybe I'll do some obscure stuff that maybe even I didn't even know I had. But first and foremost, gaming is my favorite. And I would always love to do video games and board games, play solo games. I have, like I said, I think I've said on a stream before, I have Gloomhaven that I've barely started, and I would love to be able to figure out how to capture and play on a stream and have people watch. Maybe even get down the road where I have enough viewers that I can get people in and we can have a gaming session together. But that's further down the road for sure. I'd have to get people to watch my stuff. So that's where I'm at. Sure, why not? So I figured, again, what better way than to start my streaming career proper? Like, I've streamed before. I've streamed Ocarina of Time randomizers. I've done a whole bunch of stuff, and I figured the best way to get into the market right now is Final Fantasy VII Remake. So we're going to start by playing the original. Remake comes out in a week. I will plan on playing it then. And I will plan on playing it on the stream for everyone to watch. And I figured that'd be the best way to get viewers onto the stream. And then we'll go from there. And I'll play everything. I'm going to sit down and eventually figure out a schedule for myself and stick to it. I need to stick to it. I cannot venture away from something. I can't write it down on my stream and then just disappear, because that's not going to get me viewers, that's not going to get me views, that's not going to get me people here, and that's not fair to people who will eventually enjoy my content and then wonder where the hell I went. So I have a whole bunch of games I want to play for the stream, some of my favorites of all time. I'm gonna eventually pull the Wii U over to my table, and I'm going to play Twilight Princess. That's something I've always wanted to play on the stream, and now I have the means to do so. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII is a huge one for me. Maybe I'll play my Animal Crossing in the morning. Maybe I'll stream playing Animal Crossing in the morning so that I can knock out that part of my day and have people enjoy watching it and see my island and see what I'm doing, and because everyone has a different way of playing that game. I have so many PlayStation 4 games that I need to play. I need to get back into BioShock. I'm about like a quarter of the way done with that. I'd love to play that. I just bought Borderlands. I just bought Arkham Knight and Arkham City for my PlayStation. Yeah, I have Borderlands 3. I've never played a Borderlands. I'd love to boot it up and see if going and getting like the Handsome Collection of Borderlands 1 is even worth it for me. I have 3 Assassin's Creed games, probably about a quarter of the way through, so I could easily start that over or continue from there. I have a shit ton of Nintendo games. I have a shit ton of PlayStation games. I'd love to pull out Crash. I love playing Crash Bandicoot. I'll totally play that again. I think I actually have it on my Switch too. I could play it on my Switch right now if I wanted to. You know the amount of times I've beaten Crash Bandicoot 1? I have it from my PlayStation. I have it from my Switch. The reason I got it from my PlayStation was for the achievements. Once I got my PlayStation, I got so achievement huntery. It's not even funny. I have Ratchet and Clank. I have Bloodstained, which is I barely touched. I have Final Fantasy. You name it, I probably have it. I have 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 on my computer. I can play 10 on my computer on Steam. I have 12. I bought 12. I want to play 12. I have 15. I want to play 15. I have both fucking Ni no Kuni games I could play. Like, I have so many games. Like Persona 5. I haven't finished it. I'm like on the last palace. I know Royal just came out. I could probably go back and start over. I would love to play 100 hours on a stream. Like, the options are endless for me to get into this, and I would love to be able to have this be something. I'd love to have an audience, and I'd love to pull out my Jackbox party packs, and we can all have fun playing Jackbox. Like, that's always a fun time, and I don't care what you put on stream. Like, have fun with it. It's Cards Against Humanity levels in here. So that's where I'm at. I just wanted to throw out right at the start where I'm at, and yeah. So tonight I'm just gonna play a game. I'm eventually going to get like Streamlabs, and I'm gonna fancy up my channel, and it's gonna be the best it can be. Finally, I have the time to do it, so I'm gonna make do with what I have. So yeah, that's where I'm at. 2020 has definitely been a clusterfuck of a year for me. When the year started, like, I was so excited, I was so happy, I was looking forward to the year. I was looking forward to having my second job, my career launching finally, and yeah, I was looking so much forward to just. And then, I made my fateful decision in February, and I regret it deeply. But I'm hoping that it will bring a lot of just unintentional blessings my way. And I'm hoping that this will be a refuge for myself, just to get away from my life outside of streaming and outside of just everything. And I just hope that I hope this will give me purpose, and it will give me strength, and it will give me just a drive to finally just not so much move on, but distract myself. Because I know we all have our demons. We all have our things that we're fighting in this life, and I hope everyone's staying safe, and everyone's enjoying this unintentional vacation for everyone. For most people, I know healthcare workers and grocery store, because my sister's one. My sister's a grocery store worker at Walmart. I know those people can't stop working, but I know that most of us are in a position where we are not working, and I hope I can provide a service to those that are looking for it. All right. So enough about my my life rant. I'm hoping to move on. I'm hoping to become the best streamer I can be. So, with that said, let's get into some Final Fantasy VII. What else can be said about this fucking game? It's an amazing game. Plain and simple. So, as we've been sitting on this screen for minutes, we have entered this Mako Reactor 1, on a train, and now we're going to figure out what's going on. So, I'm going to configure a few things here. I'm going to make battle speed a little bit faster, battle message a little bit faster. Okay. So, it's not really too bad. So our name is Ex-Soldier at the current moment. So I'm going to be playing at 3 times speed for most of the game. For purposes of, because, well, we're going to go back down. Nope, we're going to go back. Shit. Can we still go back down? I mean, if you haven't played the game by now, I mean... I'm debating if I want to read this or not. Hell are you doing? I thought you told never to move in a group. Our target's the North Mako reactor. We'll meet on the bridge in front of it. Alright, I'm going to go back down in a second. Ex-soldier, I don't trust you. This is Barrett. Press the directional buttons while pressing B to run. Now we get our first view of the Mako reactor. Alright, so we're going to go back. I want to go see if those guards are still there. They are. So if you check both the guards, you get potions. There are enemies all throughout this area, so just know that. I'm probably going to play... three times speed for most of the game. Just because I got so used to playing it that way last night. That's the only downside about doing it, is like just that stuff. Alright, so yeah, I played this last night. I was playing this last night on my PS4. I'm a little bit further on that one. I would hope so. So I'm going to have to do a lot of the stuff I was doing before. I'm probably going to play it similarly that I was last night, which is basically 3 times speed. I'll slow it down for cutscenes and dialogue, but for the most part, I'm so used to playing it 3 times now. Like, I have to play it that way. Yo, this your first time in a reactor? No, after all, I did work for Shinra, you know. Planet's full of Mako energy. People here use it every day. It's the lifeblood of this planet, but Shinra keeps sucking the blood out of these weird machines. I'm not here for a lecture. Let's just do it. Alright, you come with me from now on. I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. You went into me. Go deciphered. Go deciphered. Alright, so we all have a job here. Come over here. There is a Phoenix down. So for the 1 or 2 people in the world who have... Sorry, I heard a bang, so I just wanted to hear and see if something was going on. Little by little, reactors drain out all the life, then there'll be that. It's not my problem. The planet's dying, Cloud. The only thing I care about is finishing this job before security and the robo-gods come. Gods? That was like a Brooklyn accent, dude. I'm not Brooklyn. One bite, everyone knows the rules, though. Alright. There's nothing really here on this section. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to check something. Oh, hello. Oh. I kind of have a feeling about that. So I switched it to the... So my monitor is currently running both the in and out of the capture card, pretty much. Press A in front of a ladder to grab onto it. Then directional buttons to climb up and down. So this is based on the controls of the original game. in the remasters, or I don't know if you can call these remasters, honestly, actually. I know it's kind of pointless, but it makes the fight go so much faster when you change. Because in back attacks, you basically change your row. Alright, so yeah, in the original game, there was no analog stick. I'm going to grind for a little bit. We'll talk. Let's talk. I'm just going to grind for a little bit. Did I get an attack before the... I'll have to heal in a second. So funny listening to the sounds in 3 times speed. Oop. So we're gonna save this on 2, I think. Just so I don't confuse it with my other one. Alright, we're gonna grind for a little bit. We don't need to, but shit. Forgot to heal. As I get silent. So I have plenty of stories about Final Fantasy VII. So we'll start there. We'll start there while we're grinding here. So back in '97, this game came out. When it came out, I was mainly a Nintendo person. I had Nintendo consoles growing up. And I really wasn't into RPGs, honestly. I barely played them. I didn't know what they were. Like, unfortunately, I didn't have a Super Nintendo. If I had a Super Nintendo, I'd probably be more into RPGs than I was. So when I say Nintendo, like, I had an NES, I had a Nintendo 64. We skipped Super Nintendo in my house. But when the PlayStation came out, that was one of... I remember when the PlayStation came out was around the time my parents divorced, and I would go to my dad's on the weekends. Every other weekend, we would split between me and my sister. And one weekend, he handed me this. He handed me Final Fantasy VII. Apparently, one of his friends or someone he knew, their son got it, and he didn't like it, and he didn't want it. So I ended up with it. I started playing it, and first of all, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, because it was an RPG, and like, I was so confused about what was going on, that I didn't enjoy it. So I put it away, and I was very close to sort of selling it. I was about ready to sell it. I was about ready to just get rid of it and be like, oh, whatever. I don't want this. This game is horrible. And for some reason, I booted it up one day, and I started over, and I don't know if maybe like I had gotten on the internet and I was reading things about it. I don't remember. It was like, guys, that was '97. That was so long ago. I can't even remember what I ate the other day, like, you're expecting me in 97 to remember exactly why things happened the way they did. So I pull out the game and I start playing it again, and I start enjoying it. I start figuring out what I'm doing. I start figuring out materia, and I start figuring out just how things work, and I started enjoying it. And I'm gonna run out of magic, which I don't want to do because it's a boss fight coming up. And I got to the end of disc 1, and I'm not gonna spoil it because I don't care. It's a 20-year-old spoiler, but I'm not gonna spoil it. I should probably just fight the boss because we're gonna run out of potions. All right, let's fight the boss. Oop, not save one. That would be bad. So yeah, I started playing it again, and I got to enjoy it. And here's an all material. No, it's restore. I thought it was all. And I got to the end of disc 1, and it was an accomplishment for me, and I enjoyed it. I had a strategy guide. I still have it. I don't know where the hell it went, but I know it's in my house somewhere. I will eventually find it one day. But I was using the guide, and I was, enjoying the hell out of the game. And we're gonna take off 3 times for this. Just looking to see how this is running okay. Yeah, it seems to be running fine. So he's mechanical. We'll start here. He's mechanical, so fire bolts, attack with Barret, he'll be fine. When his tail goes up, you stop. You stop attacking. He's going to put his tail up. I was going to say. Whew. Yeah, now he's going to put his tail up. Alright, so yeah, I got to the end of disc 1, and the end of disc 1 has the biggest spoiler and spoilery spoils ever in history of anything spoilery. And it was probably, it was like before the internet, and like I felt so accomplished that I had gotten there. And when I found out later that that was a big deal, I felt like I was in a club of people who knew stuff who shouldn't have known it. I don't know if that makes sense, but so slow on not 3 times speed. But I just don't want to die, so still early in the game, still early in the game. This game is very easy, so it's not like I'm gonna die. I don't die anymore. Like, I know how to play this game so well. Alright, so we had set a bomb before that fight, and now we have 10 minutes to get out of here. It does not take 10 minutes to get out of here. And the timer is running in menus, it's running in battles, it's running at all time. It's like real time. So me saving here probably was not necessary. And if you're on 3 times speed, as you can see, it's going super fast. So there are some things that the 3 times speed is kind of annoying about. I'm gonna run away. Buy some potions. Note to self. Make sure you check on Jesse. You're not getting out of here if you don't. So, yeah. See, here's the thing with 3 times speed is, you know, certain aspects get jammed. You tend to run into walls that you weren't expecting to run into. That kind of stuff. I'm just going to beat these guys. So yeah, I got to the end of disc 1, and where I ended my first run of Final Fantasy VII was at the Great Glacier. Yeah, see it here. And I got stuck on the Great Glacier, and I stopped playing. Plain and simple. If I get stuck on a game, I tend to be like, fuck this game, I'm done. It's a horrible, horrible trait of mine. I will eventually go back to it, but it will take me a little bit. Really? Press A to win. Most of the quick fights, most of the like random encounters are usually press A to win. So this will take over, and then we'll see a giant explosion. So that was my first take of Final Fantasy VII. And then as I got older, you know, I would go back to it every once in a while and be like, this is a game I really need to finish. Like, it's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list of games to complete, guys. And unfortunately, here we are nearly 20 years later. It's still on my bucket list of games to complete. And that's why I am playing it on my PS4. Let me just summarize what's going on. So we escaped. We blew up the reactor. We had to blow this door to get out. Barrett just scattered the team. They want us to meet at the Sector 5 station, I think it is. Sector 6 station, one of the two. Cloud wants his money. Barrett's like, wait until we get back to the headquarters. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. All right, this poor flower girl is going to stop us. We have 2 options. We can either tell her to leave, or we say nothing. Say, don't see many flowers. Buy the flower. Plain simple. That'll come up back later. Right here is a potion. You can talk to the people. Wonder what's on the wall. Don't be a fool. Make energy doesn't last forever. Make it as a planet's life source. And he's shilling for Avalanche, which is our name. Just what the hell's going on? Go down here is where we need to go. Fight these guys. You'll get experience. And I've learned that nothing beats getting experience in this game. Level up, level up, level up. You'll do fine. I could go DoorDash, but I don't want to. I forget where I ended up. Fight them on my you can't run from this, actually. Just remember. So as the years have gone on, I've watched a whole bunch of Let's Plays about people playing the game, and I've read a whole bunch of articles. You know, it is lauded as one of the best games of all time. So it's hard not to find stuff on this game. I say one of the best games of all time. It's probably, definitely one of the most controversial games of all time, for sure. Because of the fact that some people love this game and some people hate this game. Some people think it's overrated. Some people think it's underrated. I do know that a good majority of people are flipping excited to see the remake come out. While this is going on, I'm going to stand up for a second. I probably did nothing. Cloud never came. Cloud, think he was killed? Ooh, excuse me. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Holy crap, excuse me. Just playing this has reminded me that I want to pre-download this, since the fucking file is 80 gigabytes. Is it on it? I highly doubt that. There's no fucking way. Oh, it might have. Ho 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 ho. Ho ho. Well now. Oh my word. So I didn't realize that voice operation was a thing on the PS4. I don't use them. No, Snippy. Get down, please. Fine. I'll pick you up for a second while I talk. But the name for voice operation for the Final Fantasy VII Remake is FF7 Remake, but it's spelled EFFE 7 Remake. Hi, kitty. What do you want? You want just a hug? I wish I had a webcam now. I am eventually going to get one again. I did enjoy being on webcam and showing my wonderful, beautiful face. Is that a ladybug on the ground? You want to get down? That looks like a ladybug. But yeah, I would love to inflict my cute cats on you as well. The fact that my cute cat loves to hug me. No way. Cloud. Thump. Say, do you think Cloud's gonna stay on a fight for Avalanche? How the hell would I know? Do I look like a mind reader? Humph. No, that was shit in the original version. If y'all weren't such screw-ups. Hey, Barrett, what about our money? Nothing, sorry. This is a Nintendo version, so makes sense. Ta-da! Cloud! Looks like I'm a little late. Damn right you're late. Because come waltzing in here and making a big scene. It's no big scene, just what I always do. Shit! Oh, there we go. Have everyone worried like that? You don't give a damn about no one but yourself. So? You worried about me? What? That's coming out of your share, hotshot. Wake up. We're moving out. Follow me. So yeah, this is Avalanche. Avalanche is a group of eco-terrorists, essentially. And I totally just got something in my mouth. Oh, Cloud, your face is pitch black. There you go. Say thanks for helping me back at the reactor. Just look at my face. Look at it! Last train out of Sector 8 station. Last stop is Sector 7. Train graveyard. Expected time of arrival, 12:23 a.m. Midgar Standard Time. Oh, get the F out. This is why I hate the last train. Oh boy. I don't still have access to Barrett. Oh well. Sit down, shut up. Don't bother the other passengers. Hey Clyde, you want to look at this with me? It's a map of the Midgar rail system. Look at it together, I'll explain it to you. I like this kind of stuff. Bombs and monitors, you know, flashy stuff. It's about to start. This is a complete model of the city of Midgar. It's about 1/10,000 scale. The top plate is about 50 meters above ground. A main pillar supports the plate in the center, and there are other support pillars built in each section. Psst, psst, whisper, whisper. The number 1 reactor we blew up was in the northern section. There's number 2, number 3, all the way up to number 8. The 8 reactors provide Midgar with electricity. Each town used to have a name, but no one in Midgar remembers them. Instead of names, we refer to them by numbered sectors. That's how things turned out. Now remember, kids, that's the same way the Hunger Games turned out. Only they were known as districts. Phew, look what's next. Look! This is the route the train is on. The route spirals around the main pillar. We should be coming around the center right now. Each checkpoint has an ID sensor. It checks the identities and backgrounds of each passenger on the train, and is linked up to the central data bank at Shinra headquarters. Whisper, whisper, we definitely look suspicious, so we're using fake IDs. There you go. That light means that we're in the ID security check area. Whisper, whisper, when the lights go off, you never know what kind of creeps will come out. Hint, 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 hint! We're almost back now, what a relief. I love in this, like, remaster-ish that the lights take a second to come back on. I know. Next time, I'll make one just for you. Looking forward to it. I'll put in extra effort, make it with a bang. Yeah, you're not kidding. Look, you can see the surface now. The city doesn't have no day or night. If that plate weren't there, we could see the sky. Floating city. Pretty unsettling scenery. Huh? Never expect to hear that out of someone like you. You're just full of surprises. The upper world, city on the plate. It's because of that fucking pizza. I'm not holding back. I wish I had my webcam on because I just pointed at it. It's like fucking's in a Nintendo game, guys. That people underneath are suffering. And the city below is full of polluted air. On top of that, the reactor keeps draining up all the energy. Then why doesn't everyone move on to the plate? Dunno, probably because they ain't got no money, or maybe because they love their land no matter how polluted it gets. I know, no one lives in the slums because they want to. It's like this train, it can't run anywhere except where rail takes it. It's a cool cinematic. You know, for 1997, this game looks as good as it can be. And, you know, the images that we're getting from the remake is just... I love this part. So watch this. So, oh no, this is not it. Never mind. It's the other one. Come on, all. Get over here. Mission was a success. Don't get lazy now. The hard part's still to come. Don't be scared of that explosion. Because the next one's going to be bigger than that. Me back at the hideout. Move out. Alright, so I am going to do that later. So if you come up here, there's a save point, first of all. Oh, shit. Keep checking the wrong one. I know, oops! On Earth. Came to see it too. There was a bombing on top. If this pillar should come down, everyone in the slums is dust. Wink, 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 wink. Well, there's no point in worrying about that. Wink, 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 wink. Check it out. It's huge, ain't it? That's totally a different view from where we were before. So yeah, Midgar is this is a strange and wonderful place. But this is my place. You can come here when you want. See you, bro. Cloud, over here now. We're going this way. Yeah, be tougher, but So this is Sector 7. The Sector 7 slums, I should say. I'm gonna slow down here. Did I just fill my limit break? Wait. So, yeah, Final Fantasy VII is one of those games. I'm just going to take a break for a second and be like, it's one of those games that definitely people have opinions on. I myself think it's a good game. I know a lot of people that I watch on YouTube thinks it's a good game. It's got its flaws. It is definitely a game from '97. It is broken as fuck. If you do it the right way. And yeah, it's amazing even 20 years later what some people are finding in the game. Like the other day, I realized I had never been in this house before. And I went in that house. And yeah, the story... At first, when I played the game, I didn't understand the story. I didn't understand I was supposed to be listening and reading a story. I definitely changed that with 8 and 9 and 10, and I started understanding the story better. But with 7 was one of those ones where it was my first RPG. I didn't understand that there was an overarching story, and unfortunately, the story in this game is kind of flawed, to a sense. Not because it's a bad story, but because... actually, maybe if I did this. Not because it's a bad story, but because it wasn't translated properly. And there's a good YouTube series on I think it's IGN, that has a guy who spent years in Japan actually translated the Japanese version to the English version and did a comparison, and I died laughing watching that whole series because he was hilarious. But if you ever get a chance, just translation FF7 on YouTube, you'll find it within IGN, I think it is. Or Kotaku. No, it's Kotaku. Sorry, Kotaku. I think his name is Tim something. But the game was not translated properly. So when it came over here and we played it, we had a general understanding of what was going on with the game, but not really. If that makes sense. But the general gist of where we're at right now is we're in a city called Midgar. It is run by a corporation known as Shinra. Shinra is an electric company. That's all they do. They run electricity. And they get their electricity from what's known as Mako energy. And they stream it out of the planet via these things called the Mako reactors. In Midgar, to run Midgar itself, there are 8 Mako reactors. There are other Mako reactors around the world, but we won't know about that until a lot later. Midgar is like the first third of the game. Like, we spend a lot of time here. Granted, last night I'm pretty much almost done with Midgar, but that's because I've been playing the game for years and I know exactly what I'm doing. Midgar is separated into two sections. One, the lower half, known as the slums, and each slum is only known by its sector number. As we found out on the train, they used to have town names, but now they're just known by their number. We are currently in Sector 7 slums. The Mako reactor we blew up today was number 1. Yeah, so the bottom portion are the slums, and then the upper portion where Shinra headquarters is, and like the more fancier towns are, that's the upper portion, and they're just known by their sector as well. It is raised by pillars, like we learned, and I think this is the one that's known. There's a track in the game called Underneath the Rotting Pizza. I think it's this one. I feel like it's this song. But yeah, as Barrett called it, it's basically a pizza. It's a giant pizza on top of pillars that are keeping sunlight and just natural, light to shine down into the slums. So it's constantly bright. It's constantly daytime. That's just gonna fuck with people's melatonin levels and stuff. But that's beside the point. So Avalanche is a eco-terrorist group that is trying to protect the planet, and they feel that Shinra is pulling this Mako energy from the planet. And we will learn later that is true. It is coming from what's called the life stream, and we will learn more about the life stream later. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole nother subplot. So Barrett is trying to protect the planet by blowing up the Mako reactors. But since we are going against the norm, we are terrorists. So that's a very fun aspect to think about when playing this game, is that we are terrorists playing this game. We are technically the bad guys, but not really. So, very interesting way to think of it. All right. Let's play for a little bit more. Okay, go on ahead. Papa! I'm not your papa. And there's Tifa. Marlene, are you going to say something to Cloud? Welcome home, Cloud. Looked like everything went well. Did you fight with Barrett? Yeah. Should have known. He's always pushing people around. You've always been in fights ever since you were little. I was worried. And this is Tifa. Flowers, how nice. You almost never see them here in the slums. But a flower from me, a Cloud you shouldn't have. So, this, I believe it started... It honestly started, I think, back when you bought the flower. There is a relationship mechanic to this game. I have never followed it. I've always just picked what I felt was right, and I just let it roll. Someday, I probably should have done it on my PS4 to get the achievement, but whatever. I guess I'll just have to play it again. Oh, woo! That's gonna be a tough task. Actually, it is, because that's like that's only only 3/4 of the way through the game. Oh, sorry, 3/4 of the way through disc 1. Certain things in the game will give you points for certain people. And it will all end up with a date during a certain portion of the game with one of 4 characters, I believe. You can either get a date with Tifa, you can either get a date with Barrett, you can either get a date with who we're going to meet a little bit later on, Aerith, and you can actually get a date with Yuffie, which is an optional character. She has to be in your party. and I don't know the criteria, and I'd have to figure it out. But Yuffie is definitely the one that is just like a joke. So I'm going to give it to Tifa. I believe if you give it to Marlene, you get points for Barret. I'm going to leave it at Tifa. There are no achievements on the Switch, so I don't really care at this point. Maybe I should fill this floor with flowers. Try to leave. Barret will come in. Papa, welcome home. Excuse me. You alright, Barret? Great. Get in here, fools. We're starting the meeting. I can leave. I didn't know if I could leave. We're going to save. And I want to try something quickly.